Yeah, I think Vexed probably the favourites heading into this one. I think that is probably fair to say. And overall, Orgles have some opportunities, but the thing is, Vexed have got such a solid fragging core unit of players. I think that's going to be what makes it difficult for the opponents to deal with.
Yeah, we're just in the pistol player. Vexed able to pick it up. And we're straight into the game. Just missed a little bit of it, but not too much. And we already see the favourites starting things off well, picking up the pistol. Vexed able to make it work. Coming into this with the new economy changes, you can see Orgles immediately just got to eco, get that gun round into the next. So number 3, we'll see the buy come through from both sides. And Vexed look to just try and pick up the money here with the 2 Mac 10s on Quicks and Pith.
Shouldn't be too difficult for them. Vanity currently holding in towards A ramp. The rest of Orgles trying to stack the B bomb site, and they will be able to stack the B bomb site, but it might not mean a massive amount. Vexed already moving in towards A, and this round should pretty much play itself out from here, Adam.
Yeah, it's pretty easy pick up for Vexed here. Kind of discussed before we came into the game how Vexed are the favourites coming into this one with the big hitters on the side, but Orgles still standing a chance. This is looking pretty easy though. The CTs go for the stack towards B. Doesn't really work out, so just save what you can. There's nothing to save, but it was all about, you know, stacking towards that bomb site. If Vex decide to go B, you've got a stack there ready for the attack to initially come in. But in fact, it will not happen, and Orgles will concede the second. Vex pin themselves up 2-0.
Couple of exit kills could come through. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. The push will start to come towards Pith, and Pith mowing them down. 3 kills on towards that Mac 10 before he is eventually traded on. So a fair amount of money for Pith. He won't be too bothered about dying off there after finding so many frags. And as we head into round number 3, here comes the buy. It's only going to be rifles for Orgles, not being able to afford the AWP, but that's not too bad for them. They'll still be okay with mostly M4s. As for Vexed, only the 1 Mac 10 kept into this round for them. Pith obviously upgrades to an AK after dying at the end of the round, and Vexed look for some early mid control.
Yeah, bonus rounds come a little bit more of a risk, right? When the new economy changes, they are a little bit more risky. You haven't got that much money built up before you go into the bonus, so you'll see a lot of teams trying to upgrade the rifles straight away, and the idea behind that is to get the buyout straight away between both teams and get those fights going early. Immediately here, Vex look to try and take some mid control. They send 3 players towards the top. They've already got a player in underpass that's quick, so they've established mid control so they can leave 2 or 3 players there while one backs his way over the T spawn. Orgles actually getting a little bit of info here. They've got 3 men stacked towards the A bomb site and 1 in a defense position towards short.
Smoke goes in towards connector. Again, Orgles holding in a pretty standard setup across the map, although rotation's starting to come through from Cray. He wants to control mid, even if they're not going to hold it, and in comes Aussie. Opening kill found towards B. That's going to prompt the push, and Vanity gets one of his own. The entry working wonderfully for Vex. They have the man advantage.
Cray going to come back in, but dropped by Vanity. It's a good start for Vex. They've got the advantage moving into the last few seconds of this round. The bomb will be planted towards B. Jaquinho and Adam have to come in huge with a 2 versus 3 retake with no kit alive and only 2 flashbangs. One already being deployed and to not much avail. This looks like it might be the safe call. Set up for a couple of X's, try and limit the economy of Vex, try and keep it modest and just allow it to grow.
So as we said, Vexed should be fairly firm favourites heading into this one, and that is kind of proving to be the case early on into this game. Orgles only able to save the 2 rifles out of this round. And again, you saw there from Vexed, as the entries came in towards B, it was Vanity and Aussie who really led the way for this team. And I think that's a trend that will be set to continue throughout the half. Generally, it's going to be Aussie and Vanity doing a lot of the entry work. In particular, I know that Aussie likes to be a fairly aggressive player, so expect him to be leading the charge for the Vexed side of things. And that's something that Orgles are going to have to learn to deal with, because those trades towards B were just too successful there for Vexed.
Yeah, they've got 2 rifles to work with into this one. Vexed immediately throwing the top middle smoke, but it's a fast play into B for 3 of the players from Vexed. 1 left towards the T ramp, but look at this from Orgles. Looking to stack inside the middle, they've got 3 players walking up. Cray picks up the opening onto Quicks. And suddenly there's a chance here because the rifle from Adam is posted towards short. Aussie trying to take the fight with the Mac 10, long range. Adam will win the fight with the M4A4. Whisk able to trade back, and suddenly, Alex, there's a chance here for Orgles. They've still got the advantage, but Whisk, he picks up the double with a grenade, makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, Fraser trying to come through from Palace, but He hasn't really got much of a chance, and there it is. Wisp closes it out with a quad kill. That double nade in towards short really made a big difference there. Getting those 2 kills, securing that position, ensures that they are set to take that round and make sure they don't slip up against the low buy. However, here we go into a gun round where Orgles have everything they could want. They've got the AWP, they've got the full rifles. This is their opportunity to get their first round win.
Vex coming with a bit of a fast-paced play into the sort of setup they've been doing quite often is send a player up towards the apartments, a couple take mid, you put one underpass, a little bit of presence towards A, and that's inside of the palace. So Vex just playing the default, gathering the info, baiting the utility out of the CTs, and they've actually done a substantial amount of utility damage already. You can see Adam being dropped to 42 HP here, Fraser dropped to 82. Early Vex have done damage without even having to see their opponents.
Yeah, much slower round here from Vexed. However, Quicks is looking to move in towards window, gaining some ground. This is always a very strong position to play from. However, with the CTs giving up mid control completely, they must be aware this is a possibility. And you can start to see the reaction come through towards that. Mezzy watching towards that position, and Pith holding, but not going to win the fight. Cray finds the frag towards him, and Orgles gain the man advantage.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need, but Vanity, he could be the difference maker already onto the A bomb site, taking the fight against Cray. That's the trade. Back into a 4 versus 4. 37 seconds to play with. The bomb coming towards A. Adam needs to step up. Playing inside of CT. That Molotov will come in towards him. That shot will give away his position, but the bomb plant will come in for Vexed. And it's into a 4 versus 4. A retake needs to come in here, but Quicks, it could lose his head. The knife. Ooh. Oh my god. Go for the no-scope. Jaquinho will pick up the easy frag onto Quicks, and that gives the advantage to Orgles coming into the retake.
All of the CTs coming from CT spawn. This is going to be a bloodbath. The push comes through and Aussie only gets 1, but Whisk finds 2 of his own, and that should do it. Vanity gets the wall bang to close out the round win, and that's the problem. You all push from CT. It makes it easy for Vex to focus all their attention on that one position, and they shut it down entirely.
Even when Vex backs are against the wall, they're able to take the run, make it look easy with those kills coming in. Obviously, pushing all the players through CT, it's just 1 choke point, so Vex can put all their attention towards that area of the map, find the kills easily. And it puts 5 on the board for Vex, to the Orgles back to the pistols, but loss bonus will be a factor, so we'll likely see a really strong buy come into the next. So Vex should be able to pick up this one pretty cleanly. And there's the opening headshot from Quicks to confirm.
Nice little kill from Quicks. Pith doesn't really need to take this risk. He's going to lose his AK a bit unnecessarily. It gives a rifle over to the CT side. And considering they only had pistols, maybe that gives Orgles some sort of hope. Vexter still just holding over towards mid, not really taking too much aggression, but that's about to change. They're moving in towards the B-bomb site, and it's up to Orgles' 2 pistol players to stop them, but they've just relocated towards kitchen.
Oh. King Mezzy trying to take the shots for the Deagle as they cross over towards the site. That's a great shot. Vanity's head will topple off his shoulders. Aussie able to reply back and keeps it even. And with a minute left on the clock, Vex still have plenty of time. Fraser still alive. Deagle comes in, but Aussie able to pick up the headshot rather easily. Dispatches with Fraser. Cray and Adam have to find their way back into this bomb site. Bomb's still not yet planted, so they can actually do some damage trying to walk through. Whisk picks up the kill. Quick's able to follow up. And Vex, that's 6, but not as clean as they would have liked, losing 2 players in that scenario. Still
quite a one-sided game, though. The lead coming through. One of the players that kind of has slipped under my radar, I guess, is Whisk. I didn't really talk about him too much in the pre-game. I expected him to be more of a sort of supportive element of this team, but he's gone ahead and started with a 9-0 scoreline. And speaking of players on the Vex side, they've decided to buy an SG into this round. Pith picking that one up. I was waiting to see if we would see that come through, and he's going to try and use it towards A.
Pith is actually really good with this weapon. From the games I've casted of him recently, he's been very good with this weapon, so I'm excited. But oh, the timing. Quick's coming in behind. He spots out 3. Not a kill, though. Adam able to take him. Cray will double up, and Pith will get nothing done with that SG. Vanity, the only kill coming in for Vex, and he is dropped to 11 HP. Stuck inside of Tetris as he tries to fight his way out of this corner, and he'll be dropped by Adam as well. Clean round from Orgles came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just get a couple of quick kills at the start of this one. Again, Quick's missing the fight towards mid really costed his team there. They end up losing out because of it. They were always on the back foot after losing the opening trade. and Orgles have themselves a chance to do something. Double AWP setup brought into this round. Jacquinho and Fraser deciding to take those two snipers. Fraser's taking this AWP towards B, while the other one is watching towards mid, and Fraser could get some early action. Vexed all leaning towards the B site. This suggests a quick B push.
Yeah, Fraser ready for some kills here. This AWP likely find one, fall back immediately. Use the rifles to put this aside of the bomb site. Flashbang comes in though, that's a good one, a follow-up. Fraser under a lot of pressure, has to play from below. The no-scope is a possibility, and there we go. Pulls out the P250, needs to find the kill. Able to do it, the help from King Mezzi, making this possible. It's all under Quicks on the bench. Vexed about to lose 2 in a row, and that means their economy is starting to dwindle. Yes, they will still get a bye, but there's definitely weaknesses there, and Orgles are back into the first half.
Vexed almost looked a little bit clueless on that push towards the site. I'm surprised they didn't know Fraser was in towards Van. He just gave away his position. He just fired off the first shot, and yet they don't clear that corner, and that mistake really does cost them. Fraser is able to get a second kill, and Vex not trading successfully, and that's information that shouldn't even need to be communicated. Just a shot alone should give away his position, so a bit of a blunder coming in there for the T side. However, they still have a 6-2 lead, so they won't be too fast, and a really nice shot from Cray.
That's a good kill coming in on a pith. That gives the advantage over to Orgles to work with into round number 9. Resmoke comes in towards the connector. That should prevent access for Vexed, or in theory should do so. They still look to throw the Molotov in. That's going to force Adam away from this position. Sprays, takes quite a lot of damage on board Adam, dropped to 36 HP. Sometimes Pith can be a little overzealous though, Alex. That's something that definitely needs to be talked about. He can get a little bit aggressive needlessly sometimes, give away the advantages in some scenarios. And so, keep your eye on that. Immediately goes down at the beginning of this one. With 55 seconds left, Orgles still looking strong. We've got 3 players stacked towards the A bomb site. And the rest of X definitely making a preference towards this side of the map as they gather inside of T-spawn.
Yeah, early presence towards mid to allow Quicks to get this advanced position. He's in towards connector with the Mac-10, but the rest of the team will be coming in from a ramp. So Quicks will mainly be looking to backstab some opponents with that Mac. And here we go, 30 seconds left. The push is being prepared, but Quicks is gone. And a smoke towards a ramp. This is awful for Vexed.
Yeah, the kills just keep coming through, but it's a 3 versus 4. Still doable thanks to the headshot of Whisk. And so Adam on the stairs could really be the linchpin for Orgles here. Well, that flash kind of keeps him away. Frizz able to come in with the op shot. Whisk will pick up one, but Adam able to shut him down quickly. With no time left, it's all on the Vanity to make the big play to try and save the AWP. Hits the first shot, but they just got to hide, Alex. This one is over, and Vexed, the best thing they can get out of this one is definitely just saving this op. Cannot die after time. Looks like he will, as he saves inside a sandwich. But Orgles definitely looking strong here. 3 rounds on the board, and Vex definitely not looking like their dominant self from the first couple of rounds in this game.
It's not even that nice to save the AWP here. Like, the team can't buy around it. The rest of the team's going to be saving. Vanity, I mean, at least the AWP is a positive, but you only have $100 in the bank. So the money is a little bit awkward for him heading into the next round. And I guess we'll just wait and see if Vanity can do anything with the one single sniper on the Vex side of things. He's currently playing in towards Palace to look for the pick. There could be a chance that it comes his way. Adam trying to peek in towards him. Doesn't seem like we're going to see too many early engagements, and that could just mean Vexed want to go for this quick A play, but Quick's the first to fall in towards connector.
Yeah, Adam will find Quicks. Jacquinho able to find Whisk, and the kills just keep coming through. Vanity, the last player, really left to try and fight this Glock from Pith, yes, but probably not much to be done. So he will be finished off, and Adam will finish Vanity as well. Nothing being found from Vexed. 8 points of damage, I guess, if you want to find something, but other than that, pretty clean. Now look at the scoreboard here. Whisk at the top, 11-4, had a really strong start. Kind of dropped off a little bit here because of Vex, you know, losing streak. Orgles, it's a much more of a team effort across the board.
Ooh, and interestingly, it looks like Imi was the coach for the Orgles team heading into this game. That kind of makes some sense to me. I mean, Imi is kind of somewhat struggled as a fragger in general as an in-game leader, which could be a concern, but oh, Cray finds a double spray down. Nice start to the round. Vex trying to up the pace, but it's not working. Jacquinho gets one of his own.
Yeah, back and forth to go again, but this time not looking good for Vex at all. Quicks on 14 HP, Vanity on 29. This could end very, very badly indeed. They don't even have to see their opponents to take the kill. Is Adam able to dunk the grenade kill? Quick's now 14 HP inside a CT spawn, hits the headshot, pulls it back. It's somewhat doable, but the bomb is stuck inside of A, and that's the biggest problem. He's got to find 2 kills here, Alex. And with 14 HP, wrapping towards short, no utility, this just looks impossible.
The one thing that Quicks has got on his side is a lot of time to play with. He can come in from any angle at any time. However, as you were mentioning, the fact that there's 2 CTs left alive, they should just be able to trade with each other pretty easily. Quick's going to start to come towards Connector. This first fight could be exactly what he needs, but I doubt he checks the left-hand side, and that's not going to happen for him. Quicks ends up losing his head, and Orgles are right back in this game. It was looking like Vex were going to run away with this one, but that's not the case.
No, great start from them coming into this Vex, but after one round being picked up for Orgles, I just strung a whole heap of them after that. So 6-5, they could be about to even it out here. And I would definitely think they would be able to do so with Vex not really having too much money at all. The CZ's in play along with a couple of Deagles, Flashbang here and there. Kevlar on every player though. So that is something that we've got to give a little bit of hope to as they run into the A bomb site. Vex look to just try and hit the shots. That's all they got to do here. Adam up on top of the stairs, playing with the gap in the smoke. The M4A4 in this position could be so lethal. Spraying through, not connecting anything. So the bomb plant does come in, Alex, and that's some money for Vex. That's job done.
Ooh, a kill towards CT. Adam gets one of his own, so it's the man advantage for Orgles. However, a rifle recovered by Pith. Trying to play aggressively in towards CT, and Orgles are taking so much time here. Wow, are they even going for this one at this point? The time is ticking down. Orgles are going to start to come in towards CT, and the kills are coming through. Oh, they line up. Pit only good for 1 kill, and it's not going to come through in time. Orgles have got the defuse. A little bit close there, but Vex unable to delay things long enough.
I mean, finding 2 kills there and a bomb plant is still pretty good for Vex, considering what they brought into the round, but obviously the main goal is this one. They need to start taking the lead again and taking that advantage. You can see immediately the AWP being pulled out in Vanity, the AK's in play, the utility is there as well. And this is the swing round, Alex. This is what we talk about as a swing round. Although Orgles still have money left over, plenty of it.
6-6 scoreline. Couldn't be closer at this point of the game, although it's been a very streaky game. Vex struggling to put much on the board after their strong start. This round they're going to be spread across the map. We've seen Vexed go for quite a few A takes where they've had those set executes, and it hasn't really worked for them. So in this round they decide to spread into a default setup, look to see if they can work a pick across the map, and if that doesn't come through, then they can fall back into one of those secondary strategies. However, right now, they're just going to be focused on trying to find an entry or trying to gain map control, and that's exactly what they'll be able to do towards mid.
Yeah, plenty of map control towards the B-bomb side as well. There's 2 players posted up inside of the apartments, but they have elected to give it up, but will be falling back to their position again inside of the apartments. As the B split looking primed and ready. Vanity with the AWP inside of the apartments. This could be a lethal battle between him and Frizz. The flashbang comes in. That'll force Frizz away from the angle. Whiskey able to open things up. Vanity with a kill. So it all falls on the Frizz to make the big play. Not landing the shots. Picks up one, but it traded immediately. And suddenly it's on to Cray and Jaquinho. And they've got to save. There's no chance of retaking this bomb site. An easy B split for Vexed.
That's always the risk of giving up that mid control. We always talk about it on Mirage. It's not an easy position to hold from the CT side, but if you give it up, you have to be willing to play around that. And unfortunately for Orgles on this occasion, even though they had quite a few players towards B, they couldn't hold off the push. And as soon as you let the T's get that close to the site, it's always going to be a problem, as Quicks loses that fight. A little bit of a surprise. Orgles will probably be allowed to save their 2 guns, which is fairly nice for them. They've definitely got money into the next round. However, it is Vexed who regain the lead.
Yeah, there's no money problem for Orgles. It was just more the factor that they probably weren't going to win that retake, or it was impossible. And so, what's the point of throwing away the rifles for free? We'll just set up and try and play some exit kills. We know Vexed economy can't be too strongly built up. Yes, they have loss bonus, they win around as well. So, yeah, they'll have a little bit, but any kill we get here kind of weakens it. And so, Quick's left on $550. Although we're starting to get into the late stages of the first half where money no longer is that much of a problem.
Yeah, not as big of a deal. Jaquinho going to fight towards mid. After losing mid in the previous round, This is an adaptation from Jacquinho to try and hold this mid control. Quix is going to come through to try and deny that from being the case. And it looks like Quix may have done enough to force that AWP to reposition. It's at least fallen back. Vex not with much assistance there towards mid. However, they've gone for some aggression over towards A. So some map control gained for Orgles. However, they lose mid control in the process, almost like a trade of positions.
This double up setup could be a big factor though, but that Molotov, that'll force Jacquinho back in the smoke, doesn't get rid of it. That's a big, big problem. Jacquinho is stuck inside of short, can't really take a peek, and so Wisk has control. Instant headshot, double kill, as Aussie is able to follow up in short falls instantly with no chance of Orgles finding a kill. Although the double up setup towards B works for one frag, Aussie elsewhere will find a headshot, and that's towards the A bomb site. So Vex going to tuck up tail, run back towards the opposite end of the map, where Orgles are going to have to fight a 2 versus 4 retake.
And Orgles just don't have enough map control right now. They're having to rotate between the sites. They don't know what's hitting them. And Quix finds the shot through the box to leave Fraser alone. That's not needed. Quix gives away his life. However, it doesn't really matter. Aussie is going to come in from behind. And Vexed again back into the lead pretty comfortably at this point. An 8-6 scoreline could be extended further here at the end of the half, as Orgles do still have money. They've still got the one AWP, although they can't quite afford the double AWP setup they have been going for into round 15. We'll see what Vexed have in mind. That mid control's worked really well for them, so expect to see that again. Yeah,
round number 15. Which team will come out on top of this one? It's already confirmed to be Vexed, but they would love to get themselves the 9, a 3-round buffer, but Orgles desperately trying to get that 7. That's a nice double nade inside a window. That's going to force Jacquinho away. And so the man advantage is not picked up, but they do have mid control once again here, Vexed. The biggest problem still they have to negate is the connector. And with the smoke coming in, Cray looks to try and play for the opening kill. There we go. So nice having a smoke inside of the connector. You just look over the top of it. You don't really put yourself at much risk, and you usually come away with at least 1 kill.
And even though Vexed seem to have got mid control safely, it did come at the cost of the earlier man falling. Fights coming in towards mid. Vanity really trying to force an entry. The trades are coming in thick and fast, and it's going the way of Orgles. Only Pith and Vanity left to save this round. Smoke out towards Palace will give some cover for the T to push forwards, and Vanity has been able to find a frag. Oh, Vanity jumping round the corner makes it a second. Pith gets one of his own, and Vex turned this round on its head.
King Mazzy has to make the clutch. 1 versus 2. Vanity is low, so he can find this kill immediately. It's now on as the bomb is still not in the possession of Pith. He has to try and cross over to the connector. Looks the angle, and Pith will hit the headshot. Such a proficient AK-47 player. And it's 9-6. Vexed will take the 3-round lead moving into the second half.
Yeah, good lead for Vexed. All things considered, they will be happy with that. And again, they did get a really good start, so maybe they would have been hoping for a little bit more. But if you look at the overall context of the game, a 9-6 half should certainly favor Vexed. I think Mirage is probably one of the more balanced maps in the pool right now. At the same time, it is oftentimes just dependent on the teams at this point, because the economy side of things has kind of changed things quite a lot as to where if you get that early start, it may not mean as much. So I really feel like if you've got some good gun rounds nailed down, it can be either-sided. It really depends on what the teams are more comfortable on.
Yeah, I feel like Mirage still kind of favors the players of individuals, though. I feel like it's still going to favor the team that has the better individuals. Currently Vexed, on paper, you'd say that they do have the stronger individuals. They are winning by 3, but this is still yet to be a convincing win for Vexed. They really haven't made it look that convincing. Yes, they're still in the lead, but you got to remember, Alex, they picked up 6 in a row, 6-0, and then Orgles were able to fight back. Finally, Vex picking up pace towards the end of the first half there, getting themselves a 3-round lead. But they'd have to show us a little more coming into the second half to really prove that they are the dominant team we expect them to be.
Well, let's see if Vex can come out on top on their CT side. I always point out that Vexed have got the more skill throughout their roster, at least in my opinion. So heading into their CT half, that could be something that favors them. And look at this pistol by Adam. 2 defuse kits on the CT side. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but we'll see if it works for them as Orgles move towards B.
Running right into the apartments though. Quix looking to take the initial fight. Will spot the information and fall back safely. Got the crossfire established. 3 players are here for the CT side. This could get messy for Orgles. They need to find the openings. Quick to find immediately. Aussie not landing the shots, and that's it over. Orgles will take the B bomb site. Whisk and Vanity have to come in. That is going to be so disappointing for Aussie in that position. He would have loved to have got something done, and Vanity not hitting the shots either. Vexed are looking off.
So remember when I said at the start of this round that Vexed have more individual skill? I guess we just throw that out the window for that one, because they just seem to miss every shot. It really didn't go their way. Orgles managed to overwhelm that B site, and as you pointed out, there was a 3-man B stack there. That doesn't go well either. That's just Orgles running over their opponents, and Vexed will try and forget that round ever happened, because that was not fun.
Yeah, I guess the silver lining is the new economy change just means we can get the buyout pretty much instantly. Oh no. Okay, this becomes quite interesting. They should know that Orgles' economy isn't that built up, but even facing it with, you know, the 2 MP9s, a CZ, and a couple of D-goals is still going to be pretty risky, because you're generally going to, well, I guess not. You're still getting the buy into the 4th round, and the score is close enough for that to be a viable option, so I guess this call is kind of nice. They could still pick up a couple of kills and keep Orgles' economy from growing exponentially.
Yeah, I definitely prefer this call when you are at least in the lead, so that you can afford to lose this round. And Adam with the drive-by makes it a second entry towards B, and that might as well be the round over and done with. Vanity's looking for any way back into this one, and really nice shot from Whisk to at least put Adam to bed, at least get some revenge for his teammates, but it's not going to lead to a round win. Vex probably just want to save what they can.
Yeah, this is the takeaway you can take from these kinds of rounds is, yeah, you invest. If it doesn't go well, you can try and save the other weapons. Orgles can't really afford to hunt them either, because if they even risk losing an AK or 2, then their economy will be gone. That's a couple of rebuys, and they risk throwing AKs into the hands of Vexed, who can then work with him into the next round after this. So they should be able to guarantee themselves all 3 of these weapons into the next round, which is not too bad for Vexed. And so, yeah, this is kind of a nice call in the end. Obviously, they get 1 kill. It's not the greatest, but Orgles, they still take it, and 1 round away.
Yeah, and Whisk gets to save that MP9 at the end there, so he drops his pistol over to a teammate, gives them 1 extra gun into round number 18. Only Pith left naked with a USP and no armor. Everyone else has got the Kevlar to help them survive. And obviously, Orgles have still got their buy on board into this round. Aussie going to get aggressive into a ramp. He's got a smoke out. I'm not sure this is going to work for him. Drops the smoke in the nick of time, and ooh, the fight is awkward, but it goes the way of Aussie. A man advantage found for Vexed. However, Orgles are on the site.
Frizzer here on the spot. The smoke will cover the cross, and as it goes for the bomb plant, but not able to do so. Chiquinho and Frizzer, they find the kills between them. It's all under Whisk with an MP9, trying to come back in for a 1 versus 3. Looks for the first kill, able to strike towards Palace. One of them is extremely low, of course. That is Frizzer, so we can find him, then there's a chance, but King Mezzi will say no. Headshot through the box, and the score is again even at 9-9.
Yeah, and interestingly there, you kind of see the fact that even with the weaker weapons going in first, the AKs are there to follow them up for the T side. So it's not really that big a deal. Even though you lose those opening trades, the AKs are in a position to find the refrags with the information that has been gathered. It works well for Orgles, and we are at an even position, which is quite a surprise considering how this game started. We thought Vexed might run away with this one here on Mirage with the skill on their roster, but Orgles is showing they've got some players of their own. I always talk about Adam being kind of one of the more up-and-coming players from the UK. A lot of the other names are going to be sort of names you've known for a while, but Adam's definitely one of the more up-and-coming names. Cray has been around for a long, long time as well, so the Orgles team has a bit of a mix of experience and younger talents.
They're definitely putting up a fight here, you know. I think we painted a pretty poor picture for them moving into this first map, and so we really heavily favor Vex, but coming into this, it doesn't look at all one-sided. I mean, I think, if anything, Orgles are looking a little bit stronger as a team, and that's a bit scary for Vex. Perhaps having to rely on their individual performances a little bit too much, and actually at the top of the scoreboard is Whisk, 16 kills on him, and some of the players we highlighted before we came into this being Quicks and Pith, they're sitting on 8 and 6 kills. The bottom fragers for Vex right now, definitely not what we expected coming into this.
And talking about Orgles quickly, We mentioned that Imi seems to be coaching this game, and something that Ezio said last week is that Adam used to be the in-game leader of his old team Luminary, and it seemed like Imi almost headhunted him, brought him in, and now maybe this is Imi's chance to help Adam with the in-game leading. As you said, Orgles look to be more together as a team, and that could really shine here on the T side if Adam's calls are up to snuff. As Adam caught off guard. An off angle from Pith pays off, and Orgles are all in towards B apps. This might just have to be a push.
I feel like either way, he was dead there in that position towards short. Quicks was inside of the ladder room, Pith on the opposite end of it. But here comes the attack. Vexed have the advantage. Quick's able to pick up the first kill. Pith will step in with a little bit of help, and there we go. Easy shutdown from Pith. He looks for a little bit more here as well. Tapping away, not landing the headshots. Finally picks up the kills, Vanity. And Jaquinho was able to get himself one, but that's all that Orgles got into that one. Vexed able to make it work for 10, and they once again take the lead when they're back on the rifles.
And we are going to see a full buy for both sides into round 20. As for what that full buy sort of is consisting of for both of these sides, it's looking a bit better for Vexed, who've got the full premium rifles, whereas Orgles is stuck with one Galil and a little bit lacking in terms of the utility. Interestingly, Vexed are still willing to give up mid. I guess as soon as these smokes come in, you kind of have to give up that mid control, but Quicks will try and control things by just staying around mid, at least looking for information, maybe looking for a parting kill. Doesn't seem like it's going to be found, though, as Orgles hold their mid control. But look at Pith. Oh, he could spot the bomb here.
Oh, yeah, this is huge. As soon as he walks around that corner, he's going to see that bomb line right on that floor. He'll call to his teammates, and they can... I don't really see if they can get back over, but is he going to check this bomb?
Oh, no.
He hasn't seen it. That's a big problem, but he still is in a great position, though. King Mezzi surely does not expect this. Pith with the trigger discipline. Whisk holding the opposite end of the connector. The push is going to come in. Pith actually locks off access to the bomb, but look at this play. Coming back to collect the bomb. It's not a top middle. This is so awkward. Pushing up towards the top of the stairs. Whisk doesn't spot them. Double kill coming in, looking for the triple. But a little bit of a panic spray, and Cray is able to double up. It's all on a Pith and Vanity to make this work. 2 versus 2 with 39 seconds left on the clock. This run is chaotic.
So the bomb's at T spawn, trying to flank Pith, who was the initial flanker. Now the bomb realizes the B site is clear. This has been a crazy round. I don't know how Whisk didn't realize they pushed in towards stairs, but it looks as though Orgles have figured the game out. They figured out that the B bomb site is wide open for the taking, and they are going to get a free plant down. It's up to Pith and Vanity on the retake. They both have kits, so they've got time to play with, and Pith is about to fight.
Oh, that's an instant headshot coming in from Cray. Makes it much more difficult for Vanity to win this. Coming in from the kitchen angle, there's someone watching that. In fact, Jaquinho is the player there with the Galil taking the initial fight. Vanity hops through the window, flashbang in, misses the shot, and Orgles take 10-10. Pith, if he had spotted that bomb, that round goes completely differently.
It really could have. And the interesting thing as well is that it almost seemed like both teams forgot about the bomb in that round. I mean, obviously, Pith didn't get to spot it, but Orgles definitely left that bomb behind on the initial push. That nearly became a problem for them. It ends up going their way, but not exactly as comfortably as they would have hoped. And again, Vexed, they go for the force buy. They go for a risky force at this point of the game. Only one rifle to show for it into the hands of Aussie. The rest of the team with pistols and SMGs, and they'll try and play up close to use these guns to their advantage. We'll see if it works for them, as Mezzi has already opened things up.
Yeah, he's dropped to 3 HP. That's a bit of a problem. Whisk able to pick up 1 kill with the CZ. Pulled back by Fraser. Mac 10 pulled up, but not much to be found from it. In fact, it's into a 2 versus 3. Mezzi just about counted as a player with 1 HP on board. Somehow survives on 3, dropped to 1. And he'll stay up inside the protection of the palace. Those thick walls should keep him alive, but Quick's able to pick up 1 through the gap in the smoke. It's suddenly into a 2 versus 2, and the bomb still yet planted. The bomb has to get planted. The bomb finally is. And so Mezzi and Jaquinho have to make this work. 1 HP on Mezzi. Most of the play has to come in from Jaquinho here. He needs to find at least 1 kill. And he's spraying. Oh my goodness, Quicks whiffs the spray. The MP5 not good at long range. And Jaquinho will double up with the op finding 2. That gives Orgles 11 and the lead.
Yeah, Jaquinho moving around that box on the site. That's enough for him. And Vexed in some trouble now. Again, we were painting a pretty picture for Vexed heading into this game, in part because they finished second in their group, only just missing out on that automatic qualification, and also in part because Orgles barely made it through here. The fact that they only got 2 wins in the group stage clearly didn't look great for them, but it's working right now. Quick's the only man left. He is going to be ripped apart. Orgles with a 2-round lead. And another point is that in the regular season, Vexed beat Orgles twice. So this is a complete turnaround.
Yeah, it still is a best of 3 after all, so there is going to be an element of one team's going to feel a little bit more comfortable on the map than another, so there is still that to fall back on for Vex, and overall in the best of 3 I still favour them, but this is definitely looking really solid from Orgles, finding the kills convincingly. You know, when it falls into the clutches, yes, perhaps get a little bit lucky, you know, if the player there in the last one, Quicks I believe it was able to pick up that kill with the MP5 on the Jacquinho, you're into a 2 versus 1, the last player 1 HP. So there's really small entities that are going into this, and Orgles have just got lucky with a few of them. And so the smoke coming over the top onto the A-bomb site, it's going to be a full execute. Aussie staying in underneath the wood, has to make the big kills. There goes the first, dropped immediately by Mezzi, who opens up A completely.
Oh, Vanity playing in the midst of the smoke. This is cheeky. He's going to jump up and deny the bomb plant. The bomb goes flying, and Orgles have to recover that. A player has to move in towards the site, and that's not going to make it easy for them. The CT smoke deployed into a ramp. Jacquinho is forced forwards, and that bomb is going to be almost impossible to plant without any more nades.
Quicks, pulls off the angle just the wrong time. At least stays alive. Vanity able to find the kill for the C2 side, but is eliminated quite quickly after. Man advantage again is thrown in favor of Vex. The bomb will be planted. That Molotov keeps Whisk at bay for long enough, but Pith has come in with the Org. Spams away, does damage, needs to pick up the kills though. His teammate dropped and Pith will double up. Vex will take round number 11 for themselves, and that is this game is... It's crazy, Alex. It's back and forth they go. Definitely an exciting one that I just did not predict coming into this one. I thought Vex would have had this pretty comfortably, especially, like you said, in the regular season, being able to take Orgles twice.
Yeah, Pith was basically just bursting with the Org at the end there, which was kind of cool. Using that gun at medium range and deciding to burst fire with it, hoping that he can win the long-range fights. And into round 24, as you were pointing out, this is not a position Vexed will be too used to, especially against Orgles, who, again, as you said, they beat twice in the regular season. This is not what they would have been anticipating heading into this one. Molly goes in towards mid. Vanity gets the kill. The Molly doesn't actually land, so Vanity is able to fall back safely. Whisk is still sitting in towards Connector without the assistance of his teammate. And Orgles, with a man disadvantage, may feel like they have to force their way back into this round.
Running towards the apartments. Pith is here on the opposite end of the smoke, needs to be careful that he doesn't fall immediately, and that's in fact what happens. It falls on the Quicks to make the big kill, but Messi comes in, doubles up. Perhaps the setup towards B is becoming a little bit stale. You know, Pith playing this on the apartments, surely the other players towards short. They check that, Quicks is finished off, Vanity gets insta-killed, and Whisk and Aussie, there's no other question about this, they just have to save. There's no money left in the reserves, and the problem being on the CT side and winning one and then losing one is your economy can basically never grow. It has no room to grow, and so Orgles, they're going to love this. This is going to be so good for them moving forward.
Yeah, this is looking great. Ooh, okay, that's not looking great. Adam ends up dying, but in terms of the overall context of the game, Orgles will be delighted with the position they are in. A 2-round lead, an economic lead, feels like a momentum lead as well, considering their T side has looked pretty damn impressive. Remember, this was a 9-6 half in favor of Vexed, so they have not been putting up the numbers on this CT half. And what is the decision from Vexed? It looks like it might just be a full-on force buy. The 2 rifles alongside some weaker weapons.
So Vexed, their buy is a little bit, you know, back and forth. They still have a pretty solid one, all things considered. It could have been much worse. So this is definitely possible for Vex to do some damage and try and pick this one up. So Orgles, this has to be theirs. This is theirs to lose. Setting up immediately, having quite a bit of mid control. Not aggressively though, so they'll just wait for an aggressive peek from the CTs. In fact, Vex are sitting back pretty passively. I mean, they have one advanced position towards the A site. Vanity jiggle peeking towards the connector for information. But at this point, Vexed really need to find some advantage to work with. They need to find the opening kill. And currently, Orgles are set up in a fashion that trades can come in almost immediately. So definitely looking good for the T side.
Here we go. Orgles, only going to get a 1-for-1 trade at the start of this one. Craig gives his team the advantage. Trades are coming in all over the place, but it's going the way of Orgles. They overwhelm the A bomb site. And I think they have realized that the site is finally clear after 4 frags. Pith rotates over, drops the bomb. No assistance there for Fraser. They should have tried to find the trade, but Pith is able to get away safely. It's still a 1v2. It's still very tough to win, but Pith has made it slightly more doable.
Yeah, he still has a chance here as well. No kit to work with, but the FAMAS finds the spray, does quite a bit of damage, but with him not finding that kill, it just becomes increasingly unlikely he does this, but trying to come back in. Jaquinho will finish him off, and well played from Orgles, knowing they're going up against the weaker weapons, knowing that mid will be hard to hold for the CTs, and in fact they might actually just decide to give it up. So they take the free real estate towards middle, they put the players inside of the connector in a fashion where they can trade very effectively if there's a stack there, and have the 2 players in ramp ready to work in tandem, and an easy A take is the result of that. So 14-11, Orgles looking to try and close out map number 1. Vexed will have a bye into the next. It's going to have to play for overtime, which is so incredibly exciting.
Yeah, this full eco should never win. And if it does win, Orgles will be very, very sad. I think they'll be fine, though. Jaquinho gets the opening kill of the round. Mezzi looking for one of his own. Again, Vexed not really stacking a position massively. They do have a couple of players in towards mid, but with those USPs, it's unlikely you're really going to get too much done. And even if you get a kill in towards mid, realistically, you're not going to be able to recover the AK unless Mezzi is left alone, which is what happens. Push comes in, Mezzi struggling, loses the AK. However, he seems to have done enough as the A site is now open.
They're running right through the ramp. They look to just take this for free. 1 AK in play, it's on Pith. So far with 1 kill already into the round. Would love to get himself a little bit more, but at this point, it's not really possible. And they're finished off by Cray. Gonna double up and give 15-11 map point for Orgles here on Mirage.
Here we go then. Orgles have really worked their way into this map. Again, a slow start for them, but they've really found their footing on their T side. And as I was saying, I think I've got to give a lot of credit to Adam for that. Alongside Imi, those two probably working in tandem to make sure that the calling can work on this T side. And Vex trying to get aggressive towards mid. Adam through the smoke, only gets the 1 kill. In the meantime, the push is going to come in towards A.
Aussie sitting in underneath the wood. The sprint needs to come through. Frizz able to open up. That's a great double kill. Quicks and Whisk left in a 2 versus 4, trying to hold on, try and give Vex the chance, but it's not happening. Frizz, it continues to fight inside of CT, and Cray will finish off Whisk. And that is a great win coming in from Orgles. They upset here on map number 1, which is Mirage. What a performance, Alex, coming into this first map.
Yeah, really well done by Orgles there. Not expecting them to be able to win that quite convincingly in the end, actually. A 16-11 scoreline is much more convincing than you would expect. And I've got to give credit to all of the guys there for that comeback. They really showed mental fortitude to be able to bring that one back and take a convincing win.
Yeah, because you got to remember back, it was 6-0 at the beginning of that first map, Alex. And they were able to pull it back, get it up to 6-5, I believe it was. Vex won 1 more, and then suddenly the comeback starts, and that for second half was just flawless. There's a couple of rounds from Vex, but again, it was all off the back of those individual plays, which they relied a little too heavily on. Like you said, Adam and Emmy probably giving the edge here to Orgles.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, and it's kind of cool to see Imi transition towards that coach role, especially because in the past iterations of the UK scene, we kind of didn't see the players kind of pass on the torch to the younger generation. That was the big problem, right? So the fact that Imi is sticking around for so long, definitely cool to see, and it's cool to see Orgles upset us in this first map of the series. Again, they barely made it through to this point, only getting 2 wins. They only beat out We Hot thanks to the overtime wins that they were able to get, and it's showing that they clearly do deserve this.
Yeah, Orgles obviously upsetting on map number 1, stunning us in fact, and I'm excited to see where this best of 3 goes, but to continue, we're going to have to go to a break and come back with the action right after this.